guys, what's up? It's me, Percy. So, we are in the month of December officially. So, I thought it'd be fun for the rest of December if we went ahead and, of course, we did some very iconic, awesome Christmas characters. And for today, we're going to start off this iconic Christmas character thing with Grinch. So, let's go ahead and get started. First thing I want to do with the Grinch is I want to go ahead and make an oval kind of like this. So we make this egg looking shape right here. Alright. What I want to do is I want to go ahead and make another shape kind of joining, maybe it's like a weird looking other oval, kind of like this. So we have, obviously we're making his cheek, so we have one cheek here, and then we have one cheek right here. Now this will of course change in the end, alright? Let's go ahead and divide his head right down the middle, of course like this. After that, what I want to do is, I'm going to go ahead and do his eye line, which is going to be right down in here. Right in the middle where this line and this line meet. I'm going to draw a little itty bitty circle like this. Then I'm going to go ahead and make an eye like this. Come over here. And the eye will be extremely close to this eye as well. Make an eye like that. Alright, what I want to do is let's go ahead and clean up some guidelines. So after this, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and put his Santa hat on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back over here, jump over here. It gets pretty close to his eye and then it goes down over here. I'm going to circle back up and come back up to this side over here. After this, what I want to do is I'm going to go right in between the middle of his eyes, now that we can shape around his eyes a little more with his hat there. I'm going to make this line right here like this. Then I'm going to come over here from behind the fluffy part of his hat like this. And then I'm going to make another fluffy part like this. Now, for the Grinch's eyes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of like bring it down a little bit more like that. And then the same over here as well, with giving off a little bit of a corner over here. We can't really see the corner of his eye over here because it's hiding a little bit behind his hat. So we have a little bit of a corner off to the side of his eye, like this. And of course leave his eye like that. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to come around here. We're going to leave this pretty round right here. Come up and we're going to chop off the bottom of the eye with a little bit of a dimple because he has a very sternly looking smile. I don't know. Alright, after this, what I want to do is you're just going to go ahead, jump inside the eye. We have one pupil here and one pupil here. As scary as it seems, they are red pupils. They're not regular black pupils, they're red. Alright, so then after this, he has, very interestingly enough, all the Who's in Whoville have thick eyelashes. So what I'm going to do is, we have a very thick top on top of his eyelash, and a very thick top up here, so we can just go ahead and color that in just a little bit more to make it thicker. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to go ahead, and they're not like little stringy eyelashes, they're more like clumped together. So we have this, so they kind of go like this. And then of course they come out around his hat as well. Just like this. After that, what I want to do is I'm going to come over here to this side of his eye. Right here. And where we have this little dimple mark here, we're going to be seeing it start right here. And then of course we've got another side of it over here. So let's piece together his head just a little bit more before we go off these. What we're going to do is we have this side of his head right here, and of course his cheek over here. What I'm going to do with his cheek is I'm going to go ahead and just bring it down. And then of course it's going to curve inward just like I started curving inward right here. curves inward, and then eventually it gets all a little bit lumpy over here just because the Grinch is an interesting figure and he's got really weird lines all over him. You're about to see. So I went ahead, cleaned up this guideline over here. So we see this top of his cheek here, and then here's the bottom of the cheek. Right underneath over here, I'm just gonna kind of curve this around like this. Let's jump back over to this side over here with this cheek. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come over here where it's literally going to be one lump, two lumps like this. All right. So what I want to do before I make the full smile, we're gonna come underneath the nose right here. It's just a circle right now. And you're gonna curve it outward like that. And then it's gonna come down to the bottom like this. That initially will be the point of his smile. So now he has a very crooked smile. First, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and curve outward. Then we're gonna go down. Then we're gonna curve inward. So we got curved outward, inward. Then we come to this point. This is the point where the nose was leading to. Then we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna go right back up. A little bit curvy here. And into the dimple, and with a line right here as well. Big, curvy, weird looking smile. All right, the thing about his smile though, keep in mind, is he is furry all over. If you haven't seen the live version of The Grinch with Jim Carrey, then he's very furry everywhere. So I'm gonna make a nice furry looking smile, I guess. Okay, so we have our weird looking smile. Now I'm gonna go right underneath his eye right here. I'm make this a little bit more round, and right underneath he has a couple of bags underneath his eyes, just like this. Right, now for his nose, we're literally gonna divide up into three almost. So we have a nostril here, we have the middle of his nose, a nostril here, we come to the middle, and then we go up. So here's like the top of his nose, the bottom of his nose, and then we got his two nostrils like this. Now over here, we're gonna go ahead and give a couple more like lines that are just defining the hair a little bit more like that. Now, what I want to do, let's shape up this side of his face like we did over here. It's just going to come around and come inward like that. So he almost looks like his face actually looks like a heart. You remember when I said that the Grinch is a very furry character? So when you go around him, make sure you go back and you just line it just with like some fur marks and everything. He has very thick lines all over him like Dr. Seuss intended for him. Just gotta make it thick and just show like some indentions that he is a furry little green monster. He's just absolutely miserable. We have a lot in common. Do his Santa Claus hat. Now for right now, the thing about hats is you want to line up with where his head is starting. So I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna build up this way. I'm gonna kind of curve outward like that. And then I'm gonna go back in and just kind of. So what I do is go up, curve inward, go right back down. I'm gonna curve down. So make this go curve outward, up, go back up to that top. There needs to be a good defining point up here and then this slump. Okay, now I'm gonna go right underneath here. And then I'm gonna go downward into that, like that. All right, after this, what I wanna do is he has a weird looking like little tail over here. So it's gonna be like, meh, meh, meh. It's not clumpy like this is gonna be. Now for his Santa trim around his Santa hat, it looks like clouds, so you can just go crazy with clouds all over. And of course it pours down into the side of his forehead like this. Now for his hat, what I want to do is I just go right back up here and make a little bit of an indentation like that. Now let's jump down to his neck. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to come down to the point of his actual chin right here, and I'm going to make an indentation of a neck right here. Now, off to the side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this weird looking worm rounding around his face. So I have right here, around, up and underneath right here on his chin, like that, or cheek, whatever it is. Alright, what I want to do is I'm going to go right over here. I'm going to make a line here and a line here because this is initially his shoulders, of course. Now, from underneath his shoulders, what I'm going to do is I'm just literally going to go down, make him almost look like a radish. Not a radish, I don't know what I'm thinking. Cabbage? I don't know. This weird looking vegetable thing that kind of makes him look like this ginormous, like, wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey. No, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, he looks like an ornament. There we go, ornament. So, we have this overall shape like that. Alright, now, we have this side. Let's start with this arm over here. And it's going to curve inward. You see how I'm making my line curved inward? Go back up. Into the ruffles right here, like that. Now I'm going to do almost the exact same thing over here. So this one is kind of curving inward, but this one's kind of curving inward literally towards his body. I don't know how he's doing that. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, right now, I'm going to make this weird looking shape for there. Then I'm going to build off of this shape right here. And you see how I make it like almost like a toothpick? Just make that shape like there, like that. Alright? After that, I'm almost going to do the exact same thing where they're different in a way. But this one's going to come right back in. Toothpick on the side, just like this. So we have the toothpick coming in right here. Then, of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this little circle here. And I'm going to make this circle right here. Now let's tune his body up just a little bit. Now, of course, this arm is leading down into his body. And of course, he's wearing sleeves. So this is part of his shirt. So this can stay the same, but this one's like a little bit of a webbing going on. And the same over here, just kind of connected over here. Now, this one, this is where his body's going to turn inward, but it's going to stay nice and big at the bottom. Alright, let's jump to our little toothpick areas. What I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut off the sleeve right here. And then we're going to make like a little wormy character around the sleeve, just like we did up here. Of course, it's going to be like the Santa trimming. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to go outward like this. So we have his wrist, like that. Alright. Then, what I want to do is his hand is going to curve inward, like that. And I'm going to come upward, down, and here come the weird fingers. You can be as crazy as you want with these fingers. We have the outside finger, which is his pinky, and then we have another weird looking finger here. This is probably his ring finger. Like I said, go crazy. The Grinch has some really insane looking hands. But we have wrist, hand, palm, bottom of the hand, and his fingers. I'll clear up the guidelines so you can see a little bit better. Now, the thing about his hands is he's a weird looking character, guys. So what I'm going to do is right underneath his hand, that's where the end of his shirt's going to be. So just like that. Right after that, what I'm going to do is his hand is propped up on his hips, like he's just staring out. So we have some bundling up of the Santa shirt. So we have some indentation here, just like that, nice and bundled up. And of course we come to the trimming of his shirt, which just looks like clouds, like we did on his Santa hat. So just make it as cloudy as you want. So we're jumping over to this hand over here, which is just like this, where his hand is going into his belly and he has his hands on his hips turned outward. Really weird, don't know why he's standing like that. So we see more of his, let's go ahead, cut off the bottom of his shirt right here. Because that's where our Santa trimming is, like right there. Now we see more of his wrist here. So his wrist is like that, or I'm gonna bring it in just a little bit. All right, now what I wanna do is we do the palm of the hand. So it goes, not the palm of the hand, but just like this. Now here comes another finger. Go crazy with it. He's got weird looking fingers. So here's our pinky finger, like that. And we can almost see just a little bit of the palm. If I erase this. Okay, so this was the pinky finger right here. And we can see just a little bit of his palm. So we see this side, but we also see his thumb, like that. So here's a bit of the inside of his palm, a little bit of his thumb. Here's his pinky finger, and then here's one crazy finger. You can turn it inward. Just go right back into his hand, hiding behind the other fingers, like that. And you can be as crazy as you want. They look insane, but that's the Grinch's hands. I want to go ahead and I'm going to crumble up his shirt on this side as well, because they're on his wrist, and of course they're just going to go back and around and match up to each side. And there's the Grinch with his hands on his hips. Of course, once again, you're going to come to the trimming of his sleeve and give it nice cloudy ruffles. Jump in, clear that up so you can see it. Now, of course, he has some indentions all over his actual shirt. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make one indention here, one indention here, and then one indentation inward right here for his shirt, and then of course to the middle right here, an indentation here, and an indentation right here, like this. Now let's go to his elbow and just go ahead and make it a little bit more pointier than it needs to be. Nice and pointy. There we go. Back inward underneath his collar. And of course he has a couple of ruffles over here, rufflings of his shirt. We've got 3 lines underneath his armpit on this side, and we've got a couple of lines underneath over here. And overextend that elbow once again. Don't have to be even, because the Grinch is not even. Last but not least, let's jump back up into the fuzzy worm collar that we gave him, and we're just gonna go ahead and make it nice and cloudy. Lots of clouds all over it. Of course, you want to leave his neck. Of course, this is his neck right here. I'll just shade that in so we know that's his neck. Well, here you go, guys. Here is the Grinch from How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Iconic Christmas character. Absolutely awesome. If you have any suggestions you want me to draw as a Christmas character, please leave in the comments down below. I did do Rudolph last year, so in case you're wondering, oh, I want her to do Rudolph, just make sure you go and check that out. It's from last year, around this time. So I made Rudolph. I don't know who else. Maybe Frosty the Snowman, or I don't know, guys. I just want to give you an opportunity if you want to make like a Christmas card for your mom or your dad, or anybody in your family or your friends who are absolutely in love with the Grinch or somebody. But yes, just leave in the comments below what Christmas characters you want me to draw. Santa, Clarice, and Rudolph, I don't know. But yeah, guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. Happy December! Bye! Hey guys, thank you so much for watching today. Make sure you click that subscribe button because I do post a tutorial every Thursday, and I do post a vlog every Saturday as well, on and off again at least. And make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, like my Facebook page, and make sure you check out all the other videos I have. I don't want you guys to miss anything because there's a lot of doodling, crafty fun, vloggity vlogs, and all that fun stuff. Have a wonderful week. Bye!